All right, I mentioned a video about taking hostages, but not people. You know, taking people for hostages has been around since mankind's been around. Some of the prominent stuff, the Summer Olympics in Munich back in '72, the Iranian hostage crisis of '79, and of course today Hamas has got hostages in Gaza. And, most all of us heard the term ransomware, where some malware and, hacker gains control of your IT systems and your data, and then hold it hostage until you pay a ransom and you can access your data. But I'm talking about global commodities. What if global commodities were taken hostage? Things vital for a thriving and peaceful society, such as agricultural products, food. When people get hungry, they get grumpy. And the energy, the abundant, inexpensive energy required to produce that food, not just produce it, but get it from the fields to your kitchen table cheaply and efficiently, so you don't get hungry and get grumpy. And energy also involves every other form of commerce on the world. So those two are biggie, but what about international shipping lanes? All right, we've got the Houthis taking pot shots at international shipping in the Red Sea. And it's a big uproar. It does disrupt, international commerce. The news will tell you that's no big deal. Just take, a shortcut or long cut, take the detour, go around South Africa, and everything's groovy, man. It takes an extra week, costs a bunch of extra money. Right. All right, but keep in mind this. Rare earths. We don't want to forget rare earths, because if we're gonna save the planet from climate change, the Green New Deal folks got to have lithium. So rare earths are, of course, important, because they can't force us to buy EVs if they don't have batteries. But keep in mind, an aggressor doesn't necessarily need these economies, especially if it's a hostage taker. If you have some looter come in, hell, looters grab stuff these days they don't need. But if somebody gets hungry, they're going to find a way to feed their family. But that's not what this is about. A hostage taker is going to gain control of something that somebody wants, and they're going to extort that somebody with nefarious, demands. So it's not about what they need, it's about what they want to control. So if you say, well, man, Russia's got abundant resources. They got tons of energy, got tons of coal with good agricultural production. They don't need that. They don't have to need it. They want to control it. Keep that in mind. All right, I mentioned the BRICS nations in the economy discussion. I'll run through them again. There's 10 member nations now, currently. China, Russia, Iran, modern day axis of evil. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, India, Ethiopia, South America, and Brazil. So I'm going to run through their positioning on global commodities, agriculture. Half of these member nations are major agricultural producers. They don't have to control it all. But if you control 40, 35, 45% and can disrupt that supply, you're going to achieve your nefarious ends. Energy, oil, natural gas, and coal. Half of these nations are major oil and natural gas producers. India and China, both member nations, are 1 and 2 in global production of coal. How about that, West Virginia? Rare earths. Half of these member nations have major deposits of rare earths. Afghanistan's not a member nation, but she's okay with that. He doesn't need them to be, because the Taliban couldn't care less about mining a single wheelbarrow load of lithium. And as long as the Taliban don't care about lithium, she don't care about the Afghanistan. It's about controlling that commodity. International shipping. We discussed the Houthis in the Red Sea. What connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea? Suez Canal. Runs through Egypt. Egypt's a member nation. Ah, heck, we'll take the detour, go around South Africa. Ooh, wait. South Africa is a member nation. What about the South China Sea and the Korean Strait? The CHICOM's been building man-made islands in that region for a long time. It's not because they want to shoot a Chinese version of Gilligan's Island. It's because they want to have military assets through that major shipping lane. So if you've got the Suez Canal and the Cape of Good Hope and the South China Sea, if you've got some control over that, you've got tremendous leverage over international commerce, and maybe can start asking for some ransoms. Computer chips. Okay, a few years ago, and everybody's worried about what they're going to use to wipe their butt. If you manage to get enough toilet paper to take care of that problem, and we're in the market for a major appliance or an automobile or something, most everything requires a computer chip to run these days. Half of the computer chip production in the world occurs in Taiwan and South Korea. Now, cheese eyeballing Taiwan, but the CHICOMs can tell Rocket Man, hey, mess with South Korea. And then you've just disrupted half of the computer chip production on the planet. That's something to think about. And we don't want to leave the climate alarmists and the Green New Deal folks out. Imagine this, climate. A climate is a hostage. If you had an Iranian-backed terrorist holding a Chinese-made gasoline-powered chainsaw to the throat of the Amazon rainforest, demanding that you comply with their will, or they'll cut it down and plunge us into global warming. The Amazon rainforest lies in Brazil, a member nation. That's something to think about.